Good morning everyone. We're doing another apple tasting, early mid-season this time. I'll just wait for Julie to come round and get into her seat and then we'll make a start.
Hi folks.
Right.
Excuse the sweating, we've been up the allotment.
Yeah, we just did a short video up there and it was a bit warm.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got early mid-season apples today. And I managed to find 10 sorts for us to have a look at. We've got a couple of Leicestershire ones, one that we've seen before, Discovery, but it's ripe now, and one or two others that you won't have seen before. Right, the first one is an old Leicestershire apple called Langton's Nonsuch. There you go.
Okay.
This is described in Hogg's apple book as tart and sweet. Very old-fashioned sort of flavour to this. There's no way that it would be sold as an eating apple these days. Oh, and Hogg's description is exactly right. It's very white flesh, as you can see. It's tart and it's sweet.
I think I need another piece of that just to confirm it, folks. It's looking very tasty.
This is quite tasty. Yes, it's a nice apple. This is.
Skin's not tough at all. Very soft.
And I remember from a couple of years ago, I did a vitamin C test on this, and it was very high. But it doesn't keep.
I'm impressed with that one.
That's
I'll give
good.
that a 4.
Yeah. Yes, I think I'll give that.
Yeah, it's nice to have a.
Yeah, 4. Four's a good score for
Yeah.
that. Yep. This was one that was extinct from England since the 20s, and we found, as you'll know if you're a regular viewer to these videos, we found a tree in Germany. Next one is it's an apple that we call George's Red. It's from Essex, and you can see there, Julie, if you look at it, it's got a bloom on the skin, just like a grape.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
And this tree was on a parish boundary. It comes from the village of Roundbush, and it was one of the very first pink-fleshed apples that we came across. We don't know what the original name of this apple was. It was clearly a named variety of some sort. It was planted especially on a parish boundary. A little bit tart. It has crimson blossom. I'm just wondering if it's fully ripe. Oh, look, can you see the pips are still red? Not fully dark yet, so it's not quite ready. How would you rate that one?
3.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Do you want a bit more?
No, I'm alright, thanks.
Okay.
While Nigel's doing that, just want to thank those of you who watched our previous videos, and I appreciate all the comments and that. I do read them all, but I've been in a bit of a dark place just lately, and I haven't felt like doing anything. So, but you know, in the future I'll get back round to it.
This third one is another Leicestershire apple. This is known as Prince Charles, and I guess it was named after the birth of Prince Charles back in I think it's the late 40s. I seem to remember that 1948 sticks in my mind. Perhaps I think it's 1948. Leicestershire apple originated at Burbage nurseries. The nurseries were owned by a guy called Robinson.
And I could hear from that you cutting it, this is a crispy one.
Yeah, it is quite crispy. Usually this is quite a good flavour. It's very white again, the flesh. That's good.
The taste of this is first class. The only problem is
Skin.
the skin. So if you've got one of those machines like I've got, what can core, slice and what's it called? Slice and takes the core out, slices it and peels it. This would be perfect.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the skin, I'd give that a 5. It's delicious. It really is. It's got to
try another bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You can have the bit with the grub.
No, let's get rid of that. There you go.
This is superb.
You are right. The skin lets it down just a bit. Yeah, it would be a 5. I'll give it 4.5. I think.
Same with me. I mean, we use that machine at home all the while, so if it had no skin, it'd be a 5.
Yeah, it's very, very fruity. The next one is a bit unusual. We haven't seen this before, but this is a variety I got from a collector in Belgium, and it's called Peach Melba. And I think it's a pink-fleshed one. It looks very much like an apple we've seen before, Mott's Pink, but it's earlier. It seems to be about a month earlier. Well, I've not tried this before. Oh, look at that. No idea what the flavour is going to be like. It has crinkly blossom, pink blossom. It's a little bit unusual.
Can we have another bit? Just to, sometimes you need another piece just to confirm the taste, because you might have a little bit from the previous one lingering.
Yeah, it's got a sort of background flavour that's a bit unusual.
Straight that bit off.
Yeah, it's sort of sweet, but there's a hint of lemon in it, and there's a background flavour I can't quite place. It's very like Mott's Pink. And it's quite crispy. I like that. I could eat several of those.
I'm going to give that a 4.
Yeah, I think it's. I was going to say it was at least a 4 for me. I think I'm going to give it a 4.5. Quite pleasant.
Yeah.
But it's not mainstream. You wouldn't be able to sell that in a supermarket, I don't think. Not as it stands. It's a little bit on the tart side. It's a bit like there's a hint of Granny Smith in it. It's not purely sweet. There's a fair bit of acidity. Quite nice though.
To me, it would be nice as an Eastern apple.
Yeah. Yeah, the person that I spoke to last week, a person I spoke to last week told me that he used to grow that many years ago, and they got rid of it because they didn't like the flavour very much. It's certainly Peach Melba. I wonder if it was the same as this one.
Maybe they just picked it at the wrong time.
Possibly, yeah, perhaps too early.
Yeah.
But that is, it's pretty good. So 4.5 for total 8.5. I think that's a fair assessment.
Because I don't think everyone realises that the weather has a big part, and they might assume that they pick at the same time every year.
Yeah,
if they've been taught that by the parents and what have you, and that's not how it works.
Well, yes, if you pick your apples according to the calendar, you could easily not appreciate
an
apple at its best. It's quite a problem when you are trying to get the best flavour from an apple to pick it at the right time. This one is one we've seen many times before. This is Laxton's Fortune, often called just Fortune. And these are slightly premature. These should not be ready for about another fortnight. So these have got grubs in. But they've swollen up properly, and I'm carefully avoiding the grubs for
I'll just double check.
benefit.
Yeah. Okay.
But these look to be full size and the right colour, so should be okay. And I'm pleased to note that although it's got a grub hole, none of the apples on the tree are rotting, so it does not look like sawfly. Looks like my spraying has worked. I can taste aniseed in that. Quite strong this year. Yeah, I think that's very good. A bit more?
Just to come.
Yeah. It's a similar standard to that one, the Prince Charles. But the skin isn't quite as tough, is it?
Skin's not as tough, but
It doesn't quite got the fruitiness though.
I don't know. There's something about the texture of the apple is not.
Let's try another one, because I wasn't exactly sure of the ripeness. See what you went to that one. Is that any better? It was a bit firmer. And the aniseed flavour is a bit weaker. Well, it's 4.5 for me. It's jolly good. Not quite a 5. It may be.
I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, okay. It may be that it's not quite its proper quality because it's had an insect in it. We'll be revisiting this later in the season when we've got apples that have not been touched.
Paula said she's going to be looking forward to trying some of these grubs.
Oh, really? Right, here we have another red-fleshed one. Again, you can see it has a bloom on it, sort of whitish bloom. This is a Swedish apple from Stockholm. This is from a Mr. Doubleman. We call it Doubleman's apple. You can see it's pink-fleshed again.
Nigel?
When Mary came over, we tried this one and we rated it at 5, but it was actually later in the season and it had ripened more slowly. Some of these apples are ripened quite quickly this year because of the we've had quite a lot of heat the last couple of weeks. Well, that's not a 5, is it?
3 for me.
Yeah, same here. That's ripened too quickly. It tastes a little bit starchy as well. They do vary, many of these apples, a great deal from one season to another.
Yeah.
So it's important if you taste an apple and you don't like it, don't dig the tree out straight away. Give it a couple of more years to make sure that it wasn't a freak year. Another red-fleshed one, this is Almata. Some years this is really good, some years it's very sharp.
How many varieties of apples have you got now, Nigel?
Well, I've not actually counted them, but there's probably about 120 named varieties, and then there's all the seedlings, and all the seedlings are different,
Yeah.
and we've got hundreds of those.
Did you say you had 1,300 trees, or was it?
Oh no, not as many as that. We've got 350 on one plot, they're all seedlings. Then we've got about 160 odd on another plot, about 40 of those are seedlings. what's that?
510.
510. Then we've got a 120 on a plot up there,
630.
and about another 100 up there.
730.
And then we've got 380 seedlings from this year in pots.
1110.
Yeah, but a lot of those are only this big.
Right. Hmm.
Oh, there's a bruise on that. I can see a brown colour. Again, pink fleshed Almata. Very nice ornamental tree.
Okay.
Crimson blossom again, very graceful shape. Oh, that's not bad.
It's very soft.
Mmm.
The skin's perfect.
Yes, nice and sweet, no bitterness.
Mm.
I think that's at least a 4 for me, that is. It's very nice. Yeah, the skin just disappears.
A 4 from me.
Mm.
Yeah, very good that one.
I'm gonna
I've had better, so
yeah, I'm going to give that a 4. 4's enough, I think.
yeah.
Not 4.5. But it was very pleasant.
Mm.
And you can imagine it on a fruit salad that would be really good because of the colour. This one, we call it the Wiggiston apple. I used to work at a place called Wiggiston at a college, and this was an apple that we found in the hedge, growing wild from a seed. And some years it's good and some years it's less good. In a cold year it's a sour, sad sort of fruit. It's fairly firm. It's quite early. And it's a very, very productive tree. You often get, if you imagine a little cluster of blossom where you've got a flower in the centre and 5 flowers around the central one, so you've got 6, you often get little clusters of 6 apples setting, and unless you thin it, you can break the branches. That's a bit sour for me. What do you
Yeah, I
reckon?
had to put mine in there.
Yeah, let's try another one.
Okay.
Perhaps that wasn't quite right.
Right.
It's about the same, isn't it, really?
But this has got a smell with it.
Yes, it's quite highly scented. It smells to me of rose petals a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, quite attractive some years, but this year I'm afraid
I'll
not.
give that a 2.
2, right, I'm going to give it a 3. This one is Worcester Pearmain. Slightly premature.
Oh, did you see that fly off? Just came out, the apple.
Out of the apple?
Yeah.
Crikey. Perhaps that was a sawfly. Anyway, we shall see. Where's my knife? There we are. This shouldn't be ready yet, really. So again, it's slightly premature because it's had an insect in it. It's a bit better than the last one.
Give that a 3.5.
Yeah, I think I'll give that 3.5. It's not got the full flavour of Worcester Pearmain yet.
No.
Worcester Pearmain is quite a famous apple. And again, we will revisit that one in a week or 2 when we've got some unblemished apples. Finally, we've got Discovery. Now, when we saw this on the 9th of August, they weren't quite ready. They were a bit sour, a bit sharp. But let's see if this is any better. These were picked last night, and they should be good. little bit of pinkness under the skin. Usually
Again, it's got an odour, you know, like a perfume.
it has, hasn't it?
Mm.
Yes, I hadn't noticed.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, for me, that's the best one of the morning. For me, that's a 5, instant.
And then just try another piece.
Yeah, do you want to try the other one?
Or try that
well,
after.
Yeah, there is a link between the colour of the skin and the flavour quite often. And I found with Discovery, the redder ones tend to be often slightly better flavour.
Mm.
That's even better.
I have to agree with you.
5.
5.
Yeah. I think when we met last time, we gave it, I think it was a 3 or 3.5. So,
Right.
so it shows, you know, when you get the
It
timing
just
right.
shows you, yeah.
Well, there's some quite good ones there.
Yeah, and that one's nice to end on. Lovely.
Yeah, yes, it is. Anything else you want to say?
Should we have another piece?
Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Notice Nigel doesn't refuse then.
No, true. Okay, thank you everyone for watching, and we
Thanks a lot.
hope to see you again soon.
Mm. Mm. Very nice. Bye folks.